Has another Star Wars animation series been confirmed for the Disney streaming service? Well, it's all rumor and speculation at this point, but after reviewing the details, I think you'll see these rumors have a lot of potential. But before we get to that, I'm Mike, and I want to welcome you back to Force Within TV. This is a channel where we love the anticipation and speculation about upcoming Star Wars releases. But back to that question about a new Star Wars animation series. Star Wars Newsnet recently reported that if you remember all the way back to Star Wars Celebration 2012, you might recall that Lucasfilm announced a new animation series called Star Wars Detours. It's been nearly 6 years since that original announcement, and the series has yet to be released. Recent trademark filings by Lucasfilm for Star Wars Detours may point to a possible revival for the animated comedy series. End quote. You might recall Star Wars Resistance had similar news just a few months ago, and more recently was confirmed. So this definitely has me excited that we may be getting even more Star Wars content. Star Wars Newsnet goes on to state that the series was created by the duo behind Robot Chicken, Seth Green and Matthew Sinridge. So you can imagine the context of the series. Star Wars Detours was slated to be a more comedic outlook on the Star Wars saga, one not afraid to poke fun at itself. The series allegedly had nearly 40 episodes ready, with about 30 of those suitable for release. End quote. So with so much already invested into these episodes and 30 episodes ready for release, it just makes sense that Disney is going to want to add this to the streaming service. It's just one more thing they can add to that service that people can consume right away at its launch. They could even release 10 episodes for the first 3 months, making those each one season. Of course, I'm not really sure of what the structure is, and this is all rumor at this point, but as I said earlier, it just all really makes sense. The one thing that you might think doesn't make sense is this really Dave Filoni's forte? He is the head of animation at Lucasfilm, and he hasn't really done a lot of comedy with Star Wars. But if you really know Dave Filoni, you know that he got his start with animation on the King of the Hill show. And for those of you who don't remember King of the Hill, it was more of an adult comedy show. So funny enough, Dave Filoni does have a bit of experience when it comes to comedy animation. But what about that Ahsoka and Sabine Search for Ezra show we all want? Well, remember /Film reported back in February that Bob Iger made the following statement to Disney shareholders. We are developing not just one, but a few Star Wars series specifically for the Disney direct-to-consumer app. End quote. So Bob Iger specifically said a few shows, which could mean 3 or say 4 shows, one of which would be the live-action Star Wars show. I can't wait to see that. Star Wars Resistance is a funny one now because that could be one of the shows that Bob Iger is mentioning, but it might not be because he's specifically talking about the streaming app, and Resistance is first going to air on Disney XD. But let's say that's number 2, and now we have Star Wars Detours, which again isn't confirmed, this is just rumor. That means we're up to 3 shows, so could we still get one more show? Well, according to Bob Iger, there is a possibility, and I certainly hope we could. And if you're a Star Wars fan, you know a thing or two about hope, so let's all hope together that Ahsoka and Sabine will be a main project that Dave Filoni is working on for the future and will release in 2019 with the Disney streaming app. That said, you should really take a look at the trailer for Star Wars Detours previously released by Lucasfilm. I'll have it on the end screen, in the description below, and in the comments, but for more speculation and theory crafting on Star Wars, hit that subscribe button first and join the community by answering the question of the day. Are you excited to see more Star Wars Detours? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.